Okay, somebody asked me how to find the composite of a function, a composition of a function. So I thought I'd kill two birds with one stone because we can prove, okay, we can check and see they're not. I just made up some functions to see if these two functions are inverses of each other by taking the composition of each, f of g of x and g of f of x, which one of the ways to write it is f of g in parentheses of x. And if I wanted to find g of f of x, that would be g of f of x, which is, it's kind of weird notation. Get used to it. That's just what it looks like. And what this really means is g of f of x, which means I stuff f of x into there. And conversely, this one really means f of g of x. So that's what we need to find. And just as a quick review, back in the day when life was easy and somebody would give you f of x equals x squared and ask you to find f of -3, you intuitively knew that you were going to plug that, where you used to have x, you would put a parenthesis and you would plug -3 in there and you would do whatever was done to that. And you would get f of -3 equals 9 back in the day. But now, if you're going to find f of g of x, what we're going to do is we're going to say f. And we know that f of whatever I'm going to find, I'm going to perform the x squared operation on it. And in this case, I'm going to find f of g of x. So that means I'm going to rewrite f of x I'm just going to kill this by beating to death f of x. Okay, we got that. And that means that where x lives, I'll put a parenthesis and I'll put whatever goes in this first parenthesis in there, which I happen to know for a fact that g of x really equals x plus 5. So inside these parentheses, I'm going to put, oh, by the way, this was x squared, so I forgot to write x squared, and whatever I put in this parentheses, I'm going to square it, and I'm going to put in g of x, which is x plus 5 squared. So now I know that f of g of x equals x plus 5 squared is going to be x squared. I'm going to double the 5 plus 10x, and I'm going to square the 5 plus 25. And that is f of g of x. So now, dotted line. All right, so now I'm going to find g of f of x, still knowing that whatever I do to g, it goes x plus 5. By the way, this is absolutely not an inverse function because the answer would have been x, not x squared plus 10x plus 25. But I'm going to do this anyway. So I'm going to do g, and f of x was x squared. G of f of x, and that's going to equal what goes into the x is what's in there, plus 5. So I'll just put x squared in there. And g of f of x ends up equaling, I'll just write it here and stop worrying about the ink, g of f of x equals x squared plus 5. Once again, not x. So I hope that made sense. I chose a couple of wacky examples, but if you have any other questions, let me know. And